Bonjour! Welcome to Franco-American Day 2015 at the Maine Legislature. My name is Senator Nate Libby. I proudly represent the city of Lewiston in the Maine State Senate. I had the distinct honor this morning of serving as President Pro Tem during the Senate session, conducting the business of the Senate in both French and English. It was a great honor. I'm very pleased to be MC today. We have a number of speakers who'd like to address the crowd. Governor LePage will be joining us shortly after he's done his phone call. But first, I'd like to introduce the Consul General of France in Boston, Mr. Fabien Fieschi.
Monsieur le Sénateur Libby, merci. Chers amis francophones et chers amis de la francophonie, c'est un grand plaisir pour moi de participer ici, à AUGUSTA, à cette cérémonie célébrant la francophonie dans le Maine. The recognition of the Day of Francophonie in Maine is a celebration of the important contribution that people of French descent or from French-speaking cultures have been bringing to the wealth and cultural diversity of this state over the centuries. From the first Acadian settlers to the ways of French Canadian workers during the Industrial Revolutions, or to the more recent immigrants. Did you know that there is an estimated 2 million people who speak French at home in the United States of America? And of course, from my accent, you can understand I'm one of them. And of course, Maine is one of the states with the highest rates of people of French descent and with the highest rates of French-speaking people. Francophonie is, of course, about language, about heritage, and also about culture. But today, speaking French is also about connecting and exchanging in the same language with more than 220 million people all over the world. So it's also about academic exchanges, scientific cooperation. It is also about opportunities for business and for jobs. 2015 is a great year for Francophonie, but it's also a great year to celebrate the friendship and solidarity between the peoples of the United States of America, France, and Canada. As you may know, this summer, a perfect replica of L'Hermione, the ship that was given by the King of France to Lafayette to carry his mission to support the American Revolution. This replica, which took 17 years to build with the actual 18th century techniques, will sail to the United States. Its first stop will be in Yorktown, but its last stop in the United States will be in Castine, Maine, and it will be on July the 14th, on Bastille Day, and then it will sail to Canada. So it will be a very good occasion for the people of Maine to celebrate also the friendship between France and the United States. Here in Maine, the celebrations of the month of Francophonie include lectures, art exhibitions, music concerts, film screenings, and cuisine. I thank all the associations and volunteers for their dedication, so please enjoy the many events in French or in English organized during this month of Francophonie in Maine. Et à tous les francophones du Maine, je veux donc souhaiter de bonnes festivités, parlez français, soyez fiers d'être francophones, partagez avec les autres le plaisir de la langue française, amusez-vous et longue vie à la francophonie dans le Maine. Merci à tous. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Fieschi. Now I'd like to introduce Aaron Annabelle, who is the Acting Canadian Consul General in Boston. Mr. Annabelle.
Bonjour et merci tout le monde. C'est un immense plaisir pour moi d'être ici avec vous aujourd'hui. It's an honor and a privilege to join Governor LePage and the legislature to honor this year's Hall of Fame inductees and recognize their accomplishments. For the Government of Canada, we work with a whole range of partners in Maine to grow our economic relationship, which is now worth $3.6 billion a year. And it's this shared cultural and linguistic heritage that we have across the border that provides a foundation to grow this relationship even further. On the global stage, it's a very proud year for Canada in La Francophonie in that a Canadian was elected as the current Secretary General of the International Organization of La Francophonie. Her name is Michaëlle Jean, and she's actually the former Governor General of Canada, so we're very proud of this. Basically, it's a thrill for me to be here. We always get so warmly welcomed every year at the State House. So I'm very pleased to join you. Et je vous souhaite tous une bonne journée franco-américaine. Merci.
I'm very pleased to welcome now our Governor, Paul LePage.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup, ça me fait plaisir d'être ici aujourd'hui. Mr. Martin, how are you? Nice to see you. To all the dignitaries here representing Canada and the Franco-American legislators, there's one thing that I do appreciate and I enjoy being here is having a lot of Francos here in the legislature. The heritage in Maine is very, very deep. Franco-Americans have been in North America for some 400 years, and my ancestry goes back to 1622, so it's been a long time. Half in Canada, half here in the U.S. Today, the State House is Franco-American Day. Very, very special for all Mainers, all Francos of all ages. I'm particularly proud I have two daughters that now live in Canada and they're completely bilingual, much better than their dad. Makes me a little jealous. I congratulate all Mainers who are going to be inducted today in the Franco Hall of Fame. You make Maine proud. You make Americans proud to be American and to hold on to your heritage. As a second governor, I say first because I'm not really sure where Gosselin was from, whether he was directly from France or from Quebec. I haven't followed it too much. I know he was stranded in his office for 3 days, and thank God Joshua Chamberlain was still around to relieve him so he could leave the State House. When we came to America, we came as mill workers, loggers, laborers, explorers, and many of you may not know this, but back in 1922, the largest Ku Klux Klan rally in the history of that group was against us in Brownville Junction. Today, the Franco-Americans are homeowners, business owners, legislators, mayors, elected community officials, major contributors to the state of Maine and to the future of the state of Maine. I see some young men here that will probably, one of them might be standing up here in a few years. So it's very, very humbling to be addressing you as a Franco. Very, very proud to be a Franco. I'm very proud to be here addressing you, and good luck today and enjoy it. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Governor LePage. Now I'd like to ask Marie-Claude Francoeur, the Quebec delegate in Boston, to please come address the crowd. Thank you.
I must tell you that speaking after the governor is a rather humbling experience. So bear with me. Monsieur le gouverneur, membres de la législature, distingués invités, bonjour. C'est un plaisir pour moi d'être ici avec vous aujourd'hui à titre de représentante du gouvernement du Québec en Nouvelle-Angleterre. Members of the legislature, thank you for your support and for hosting us today. It is an honor to be with you to celebrate the 14th annual Franco-American Day. I would like to address a special thank you to the Franco-American Caucus for organizing this important and significant event. Congratulations to all the inductees to the Franco-American Hall of Fame. Mesdames et messieurs, merci de votre contribution au rayonnement et à la préservation de l'héritage francophone et franco-américain dans la région. This year, the Quebec Government Office in Boston celebrates 45 years. As it is the case with any milestones, this anniversary is an opportunity to reflect on our past and to look at our future. Throughout the past 45 years, our mission has certainly evolved, but our core values and fundamental vision have remained. Throughout cultural and commercial exchanges, Quebec and Maine have developed a strong relationship, driven by common goal and values. We look forward to pursuing this friendship and working together on important issues such as trade, transportation, and energy. Quebec is proud to be part of La Francophonie. For us, La Francophonie is more than a forum to express our voice. It is a family, a space for solidarity and collaboration around a shared language, shared values, and in the case of Maine, a shared heritage. Indeed, about 25% of New Englanders have Quebec roots, and it's 30% of Mainers that are of French Canadian descent. Sons and daughters, grandchildren of those who migrated at the turn of the 20th century, and who brought a significant contribution to the region, just like today's inductees to the Franco-American Hall of Fame. While it is essential to continue celebrating our heritage, it is important to ensure the vitality of La Francophonie by working actively at preventing isolation and at nurturing the Francophone community and lovers of the French language. Supporting community activities is a way to just do that. This is why I invite all of you to join us this afternoon at the Franco-Heritage Center to watch the movie An American Dream. It's a movie written and produced by Claude Godbout, directed by Bruno Boulian, in which stars Damien Robitaille, and all three of them are here with us. Messieurs. Please come and engage with them after the screening. This road movie follows the path of French Canadians throughout the U.S. as they sought their own version of the American dream, and in the end, achieving at making it their own American reality. The movie features the Franco community of Maine, which it stops in Waterville and Lewiston. Today, as we look forward to our future, we have to recognize the economic potential and benefits for New Englanders to learn and speak French. The Mayor of Quebec City, together with the mayors of Lafayette in Louisiana and Moncton in New Brunswick, understand the economic value of such an heritage. And they have joined forces to establish an extended North American network of Francophone and Francophile cities. And by joining the network, these cities will share their common history, heritage, and expertise, while also jointly promoting their city as a tourist destination to the Francophone and Francophile communities. Many cities in Maine have been invited and hopefully will join this wonderful initiative. On that note, I would like to congratulate the vibrant Francophone community in Maine for its efforts to promote La Francophonie and its relentless advocacy of the importance and the relevance of the French language. You can be assured of the continued support of the Quebec government. Here is to all of you, to Maine, and to another 45 years. Merci beaucoup et bonne journée.
Now, to honor our 2015 Franco-American Hall of Fame inductees. First up will be Representative Danny Martin to present recognition to Don Sear.
Thank you, Senator. Bonjour, mes amis. Bonjour. Je suis Danny Martin, représentant de la Vallée St. John Valley in northern Maine. How's that for my French English, huh? Listen, on behalf of myself, obviously, and the entire AUGUSTA legislative delegation, it's my honor to introduce a friend, a member of our community, a respected member of our community, Mr. Don Saucier, as this year's inductee to the Franco-American Hall of Fame. As Representative Martin from Eagle Lake mentioned on the floor of the House of Representatives this morning, Don has really earned this honor. Don Saucier is a mainstay in Franco-Canadian affairs, a historian by education and work experience. He has been at the foremost of the preservation and promotion of Acadians. For those of you that may know where Madawaska and Van Buren is, there's a small community right in the middle of actually Madawaska and Grand Isle called Lille. There's a beautiful Catholic church there that Mr. Saucier has spent many years preserving, and it's my understanding that he personally has raised over $3 million to renovate that beautiful church. With further ado, I'd like to ask Mr. Saucier to please step forward. We're presenting Mr. Saucier with a memorial, that's a resolution rather, that was introduced by the entire Aroostook County Legislative Delegation and enacted by both bodies of the Maine Legislature. Congratulations, Don. Thank you.
Next up, I'd like to introduce Representative Mike LaJoy and members of the Lewiston Auburn delegation to present this year's recognition to Doris Belisle Bono. Representative LaJoy.
Bonjour. C'est bon. Je suis député Michel Lajoie et je représente la ville de Lewiston. Avec moi un matin, j'ai député Peggy Rotondo, qui représente la ville de Lewiston aussi. Alors, c'est un honneur d'être ici aujourd'hui pour présenter ce sentiment d'appréciation à Madame Doris Bono, qui a été nommée dans la salle Franco-Américain un matin. It is an honor to be here today to present this sentiment of appreciation to Mrs. Doris Bono, who has nominated into the Hall of Fame today. I have a little more that goes with that. Merci, Madame Bono, pour tous vos efforts dans la préservation de notre héritage français. Thank you, Mrs. Bono, for all your efforts in preserving our French heritage. Thank you so very much.
Next up is Representative Ryan Fecteau and the Biddeford delegation to present this year's recognition to George Lamontagne. Representative Fecteau.
I thought Representative Groman from Biddeford was also going to be standing here. Okay, yeah.
There he is.
I was looking for him. I would say what I have to say in French, but even after being at French Mass for part of my childhood and being in a French-speaking family, I did not pick up too much. But I wanted to just say a few words quickly about Pete. That obviously I was already spoken in the House chamber and within the sentiment. But Pete Lamontagne grew up in Biddeford and was born and raised in Biddeford, and worked in our textile mills and was served as a city councilor on the Biddeford City Council for a number of years, and has been an advocate, a leader, and truly an inspiration to not only his generation, but the generations that have come after him, including myself, in terms of making sure that our cultural heritage in Biddeford and elsewhere is preserved and recognized. And I'm so thankful that we have the opportunity today to recognize the work that Pete has done for the city of Biddeford in preserving our cultural heritage and the Franco heritage in Maine. So thank you so much, Pete.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Representative Archie Vero and the Old Town area delegation will present this year's recognition to Joseph Saucier. So Archie Vero.
Bonjour, mes amis. Michelle Dumphrey, are you here? Representative from Old Town. I'm Archie Vero, representative from Brewer, and former native of French Island in Old Town, which is a small community, a very family-oriented community, legendary folks have come from there, such as Cyclone Violet. Have you ever heard of him? He was a boxer who boxed the man who boxed Joe Louis. Incredible. So it's a small community. There were a lot of small stores there. My dad operated a store up there. He could speak French. My mother couldn't, so my mother didn't care for it, so we moved back to Brewer, but that's my heritage. And up in French Island, we had some really outstanding businesses. That's where Labree's Bakery got their start. And another fine business that has expanded over time and has become prominent in the whole state of Maine is Saucier Bus. And Joe Saucier, his family, his dad, started that business, and it has grown to the point where it is competes with any bus lines that travel here. They travel from to Washington, D.C. to Boston with like the University of Maine teams and that sort of thing. But Joe Saucier is the chief man behind that bus system. It's more than a bus system, and Joe Saucier is more than a bus operator. What he's done for our community, his philanthropy at the hospitals, at Husson University, and he was honored as the Nobby Dowd Outstanding Citizen back by the Greater Bangor Chamber of Commerce a few years ago, recognizing all of his good work in the community. And I was pleased that Joe was able to come here from Florida, come up here to be here with us to accept our congratulations to him as being honored by being a member of our Hall of Fame. So, Joe, if you'd step forward, I would. Legislative sentiment that I would like to present to Joe is suitable for framing. I guess it's already framed. Thank you.
Next up, I'd like to introduce Representative Matthew Pouliot of Augusta, members of the Augusta area delegation, to present this year's nomination to Maurice Pelletier.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Rob. I'm Roger Cates, and I'm going to speak first on behalf of the Augusta delegation. Just one quick thought, if I could, before we start. We're all Franco-American today, but yesterday and tomorrow I'm Jewish. And growing up here in Augusta, Our Jewish community also always felt a real affinity with the Franco-American community. Many of us came from Eastern Europe, all my grandparents did. Franco-Americans came down from Canada, but we all experienced a lot of the same things at first. Not being accepted in the community, having to struggle and make our way. And fortunately, things have come a long way since then to the benefit of everybody. But today, we're all Franco-American. And we're here to honor today one of Augusta's favorite Franco-American sons, Maurice Pelletier. And Matt and Don are going to tell you more about him. But you want to talk about the American dream. Mr. Pelletier has lived the American dream, and we're very, very proud of him. Thank you.
I let Roger speak because you all had to listen to me speak all morning long. So it's really an honor to be able to present this sentiment to Maurice Pelletier. You know, I'm a fellow member of the Calumet Club, a proud member of the Calumet Club, and my family has long since been members of the Calumet Club, which really honors, you know, the heritage of Franco-Americans in the state of Maine. Really, we have members all across Maine and throughout the United States, and so. It's people like Maurice who have taken a leadership position in the Calumet Club and in other organizations around our community that really have grown the pride in the Franco-American heritage. I was reading recently a book about Augusta and the founding of Augusta and the mills here, and many of the Franco-Americans who settled here worked at the mills, and many of them, when they went to school, were told that they couldn't speak French, that it was misbehaving if they were speaking French in school, and they were chastised for it, and many times felt bad to even share that they were Franco-American. And I'm really proud to be able to stand here today as a Franco-American, as an elected member of the legislature, to be able to present a sentiment to a man who fought so hard to keep the Franco-American heritage alive and well in this community. If it weren't for people like Maurice Pelletier, there's no way that we would have an opportunity to have a Franco-American Day, I don't think, because we really wouldn't have been able to take great pride and have a lot of gains in being proud to be Franco-American. So I really want to thank you, Maurice, for all the work that you've done in our community over the years to keep our heritage strong. It really means a lot to me and to a lot of people. Thank you very much. So I think Donna said in her piece, thank you. Donna said her words this morning on the floor. So Maurice, if you'd come up, we'd like to give you this sentiment. And this, I won't read through it, but this sentiment is presented on behalf of the legislature to you. And hopefully you're able to find a nice frame for it to hang it on your wall to remember all the nice things we said about you. Merci beaucoup.
And now I'd like to ask Representative Paul Gilbert to come up to present to the family of Roland Willett.
Bonjour et bienvenue à la Maison des Jeunes du Maine. Good morning and welcome to the House of the People of Maine. Je suis Deputy President de J, Maine. I am Representative Paul Gilbert of J, and I'm honored to be here to recognize Roland Willett, who is being posthumously inducted into the Franco-American Hall of Fame today. Mr. Willett, as I stated upstairs, is a U.S. Army veteran who served his country during World War II. He was wounded in battle and lost the use of his legs. When he returned home, he worked full-time, married, and raised a family of 7 children with his wife, Barbara. He coached Legion Ball, started local Little League in Franklin County, and area youth sports in Jay and Livermore Falls. Roland served on a statewide committee to develop handicap accessibility And we acknowledge Mr. Willett today, and we thank his family for being here. Nancy, would you come up? You've been delegated to the Thank you. Your father's memory is long remembered by everybody in jail of Saucier. Thank you.
And now I'd like to ask the longest serving member of the Franco Caucus, probably the founder of the Franco Caucus, Representative John Martin.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be with you. And I am curious, how many of you were here for the first one we did? There are a few at least. So, but we've come a long way from the first time we decided to do this some 20 plus years ago. And I'm really pleased that it's really worked, and now people are really involved statewide. And to all the inductees today, my congratulations to you. And we will now move forward. And next year we'll have another group. We want you to come back and see the event again. And so all of you that are here today, thank you all for being here. To all the people who participated, and to our Speaker Pro Tem this morning, who did a great job. And have a great day. And don't forget the ploys from Fort Kent. If you haven't had one, you got to have one. Thank you and have a good day.